Hey, I'm Bradley Jacobs, the senior editor at Us Weekly, and this is Us Must, to look at what's new, what's hot, and what's not in entertainment this week. First up, the return of Mad Men. Fresh from its 16 Emmy nominations, Mad Men, about hungry ad execs and their loves clawing their way through 1960s Manhattan, returns with expectations high. Maybe that's why the season premiere slightly underwhelms. The show starts with sullen Don, that's John Hamm, reminiscing about his tragic birth, a scene triggered by feelings about his pregnant wife Betty, that's January Jones. Will his self-loathing ways lead him to stray again? The answer turns out to be more of a retread than an eye-opener. And ham-handed developments involving Don's closeted gay co-worker Sal, that's Brian Batt, lack the show's usual subtle finesse. Still, there's no cause for serious alarm. Mad Men still percolates with smoky office tension, enthralling characters, and of course, that gorgeous period detail. Next up in movies, Julie and Julia. Based on memoirs by blogger Julie Powell, that's Amy Adams, and the late great cookbook author Julia Child, of course that's Meryl Streep, this chick flick juggles the lives of these two creative women as they turn their love of food into a nice slice of fame. While funny and fresh, the movie doesn't quite build to a crescendo because, since the pair never met, it ping-pongs between them. Still, expect another Oscar nod for Meryl Streep, who's just delicious as an early, idiosyncratic version of Martha Stewart.
It's supposed to be a big adventure, but it just turns out to be a lot of meltdowns.
Yeah, there's all of this stuff on the floor. Oh, never apologize.
Julie and Julia.
Next up in movies, A Perfect Getaway. As news spreads that a honeymooning pair have been slain by another couple, 3 twosomes, including a screenwriter, that's Steve Zahn, and his new bride, Mila Jovovich, circle each other suspiciously as they hike together in a remote section of Kauai. While the film tries too hard to be clever, I mean, do these characters really need to talk about movies so much? The thriller satisfies, and the scene in which a girl guts a goat has to be a Hollywood horror first. And finally in DVDs, Obsessed. Beyonce Knowles headlines this 2-star flick, which has become kind of a camp classic around the Us Weekly office. After her rising corporate star husband Derek, that's Idris Elba, rejects the advances of his stiletto-wearing temp, played by Ali Larter, the latter goes full-on stalker. In the formula of Fatal Attraction, this cable-ready, high-gloss melodrama slowly builds to a final extended catfight between the women. As the pair cling to each other, Beyonce calls her nutty rival a crazy bitch, which might have made for a better title for this movie. I'm Bradley Jacobs, and we'll be back next week with another edition of Us Must. In the meantime, all these reviews and more can be found in the latest edition of Us Weekly on newsstands now.